YouTube?
I mean, everything.
If not, let me know.
I rarely. I know that one question. And that's because it comes like this.
Say what? I'm going to start just upside down, so I'll take it easily. And I'll. Whenever you're ready. All right, well, everyone, please take a seat. We're going to kick this off. And I want to say welcome to everyone and thank you for joining the 2022 version of the Big Pitch ADA. We're really, really excited to have you back in person. This is the first time we've done it in person since 2019. So this is a big deal for us. The Big Pitch started as an opportunity for us to create a pitch competition that we thought could be not just ADA-wide or community-wide, but really something that could hit a bigger part of our region of Southern Oklahoma. And so if you guys are familiar with the Tiger Tank that just happened today, we were really inspired by the success of Tiger Tank to create an opportunity for high school and college students to pitch their business ideas and to celebrate entrepreneurship and get really excited about those things happening in our community. And so in 2018, we were building out our entrepreneurial services as an economic development organization and saying, what if we could capture all these entrepreneurs that are out here? What if we could create more ideas and opportunities, especially with people that are graduating from school programs, that are going out into the workforce, to create that opportunity for them to continue developing their ideas and finding opportunities to pitch. And so we launched the Big Pitch. It was a very, let's try it out and see what happens. Had an overwhelming response in 2018. We brought it back in 2019 and positioned it as the conclusion of our Startup ADA Bootcamp. We've shifted a few things around this year, but I think one of the things I want to make you guys aware of, and one of the things we're really excited about is we've been building programs that really try to support entrepreneurship in general throughout our community and throughout our region. And starting in 2020, we had an opportunity to join something called the Rural Innovation Initiative. And that was an opportunity to develop a digital economy strategy alongside 4 other rural communities similar to ADA. And so we developed a strategy. We actually had to pitch our community ourselves, similar to the entrepreneurs that are pitching tonight. And we pitched a strategy that really put us on a pathway to focus on being able to create scalable technology startups and really support those entrepreneurs, not just in ADA, but also in the Southern Oklahoma region that covers about 10 or so counties. And so we applied to a grant in 2021 called the Build to Scale grant. It's an EDA sponsored grant. And we received over $1 million to essentially fund a tech accelerator that will serve this region. We felt like a big part of that was creating an ecosystem, so to speak, of services and activities that could support entrepreneurs. We knew that it's hard to get people to really get inspired. We knew that we had to tell the story of entrepreneurship. We knew that we had to build opportunities and networks and events and things that would bring people out, which hopefully will help create people that will go into our accelerator. So we've been able to hire Sunny Baker, who's our new digital content manager. Sunny's out telling the story of entrepreneurship throughout our region, and hopefully we'll tell the story of the startups that are here tonight. We've been able to hire Aisha Todd, who's our new startup community manager, who not only has helped pull this event together, but will be pulling together events on a monthly basis all over our region starting next year. And we're in the process of hiring an accelerator manager and someone that can do investor outreach for us. And when we get these people hired, we hope to be able to launch a tech accelerator that will create opportunities, not just like this, but many, many more over the next 2 to 3 years. And hopefully far beyond that. And so all that being said, is we've been on this incredible journey as a community. We're really thankful to have Dr. Stacy Bowen here from East Central University, who runs the Tiger Tank event. And I think we're thrilled to have the rest of the ADA Jobs Foundation staff here. If you're with the ADA Jobs Foundation, wave your hand real quick. These are all people that outside of this event can help your business, help try to bounce ideas off of. We're really here to serve you, serve the community, and create more economic opportunity. And so with that, we're going to kick off the Big Pitch. We're going to start in 2 phases. We're going to start with 2 companies that are pitching at the idea stage. and then we're going to move on to 3 companies that are pitching companies that are revenue generating. And so with that, the 2 idea stage companies you're going to hear from will be Take It Easel and Cannabean. We'll follow that up with the revenue generating category with digital media development, long MSP, and neighborhood nutrition. The judges then will deliberate. It'll be a great time to grab some more of the food, fill your plate, and we will vote for the People's Choice Award. And then when it all wraps up, we will do an award ceremony and hopefully see who wins and who will take the top prize. I want to give one last final plug and shout out to Poe Prepping. Allison Poe is a previous winner of the Big Pitch in 2019. She was wonderful enough to create this beautiful and great spread back here. So she left some information back there. Unfortunately, she couldn't stick around, but if you like the food tonight, again, love working with Poe Prepping, and thrilled that could be our food provider for the evening. And so with that, we're going to kick it off with Take It Easel for the idea stage pitch.
Imagine this. It's been a long, hard week at your 9-to-5 job. All you want is some relaxing time to do your hobbies, whether that's solo or with those friends you've been promising you'll catch up with. Now, what if I told you you could have that every single week if you want? Hi, my name is Madeline Hess, and I'm an artist and the founder, CEO, and instructor of Take It Easel. We're a membership model art studio in Idabel, Oklahoma that offers relaxing, fully supplied painting and craft sessions for women over 21 every Friday and Saturday night and on Sunday afternoons. Our mission at Take It Easel is to give women back the social time that COVID stole over the past few years and to help them develop a consistent hobby that could improve their mental health. Currently, there are no similar studios in McCurtain County outside of festivals and seasonal classes, so competition with other creative activities is low. Offering weekly and monthly plans, single purchase classes for gifts or spontaneous outings, and special events to draw new members, Take It Easel has a membership plan to fit your busy schedule. To reach our target market, we will host open houses and develop a social media presence to be widely visible among our customers. We'll be using $20,000 of personal funds to start this venture in a rental space, as well as startup capital needs of $10,000 from an investor. The investor will be bought out at the end of year 2 for $20,000. Now, grab a paintbrush, bring a friend, and come Take It Easel with us. My name is Madeline Hess, and like I said, I'm the owner and instructor of Take It Easel, which is a women's arts and relaxation club in Idabel, Oklahoma. The need is for a place for women to go enjoy some social time in a post-COVID restriction era. The push for development for social activities in McCurtain County is really high right now, especially as we're coming out of that era with restrictions and as activities are opening back up. And therapeutic art activities can help combat anxiety and depression, which is mostly seen in our target market, especially where I'm from. The big idea is a women's art studio with subscription model payments that provide 1 to 4 fully supplied art classes every month with the plan of your choosing. This is for women between the ages of 21 and 65 in McCurtain County. We'll be starting it in a rented commercial space in Idabel's brand new Choctaw Village Shopping Center. The features of Take It Easel are fully supplied classes. You can choose 1 to 4 classes per month or just a single purchase option if you want to just buy one and pop in and take an art class. It's in a super convenient location near other businesses and coffee shops that people love to frequent, and it sees a lot of traffic each year. We'll only be offering beginner level courses. It's not anything that you have to have any special skills or prior knowledge to come in. You can just come in and learn with us. And our affordable payment options start at $20 per class if you choose our 4 class per month option. We asked 130 women in McCurtain County if they would be interested in a venture like this and how they would respond to having an art studio in our county. 109 of those women said that they would be interested in art classes. 32 said that they would be interested in weekly classes, which is many more than we actually expected. We planned for 18 to 20 to be interested in weekly classes. 26 said that they would be interested in a class every other week, so they would choose our 2 classes per month option. And 37 said that they would be interested in once per month classes. The other 14 out of our 109 that responded said that they would be interested in single purchase classes or less often, such as every other month. Depression occurs the most between ages of 25 and 44 in women, which is right in the heart of our target market. Women's mental health issues stem from work and family stress, so giving them an outlet outside of work and home to go and just relax with their friends will be extremely beneficial. The COVID pandemic caused a 22.9% increase in symptoms of depression and anxiety, and 76% of individuals participating in art therapy saw a decrease in those symptoms. 69% of those people participating in art therapy felt more socially included, which is what we're trying to promote, is that social inclusion that we've been missing. The investment will be, as I said, $20,000 of bootstrapped funds and $10,000 to supplement. A one-year lease in the Choctaw Village Shopping Center will cost approximately $13,560, and the art supply cost for a year, it's a bit of a ballooned estimate because supplies can fluctuate quite a bit price-wise. So it'll be about $12,000 for our supplies for a year. That includes anything from canvases to paint to any other craft supplies that myself or guest instructors could need. The investor will be repaid. Right now, we're a one-woman show. I am the instructor and manager of Take It Easel, but later on, I plan to bring in some personal friends and art guests of mine. Kimberly Chavez was my art instructor in high school, and I plan to be guest instructor so she can make a little bit of money and just expand the reach of what topics we can cover in our art classes. And former Southeastern Oklahoma State University professor Glennie Beach, who I've also taken classes from and absolutely love them both, and they'd be great assets to Take It Easel. Our startup budget includes everything from our computer to the LLC registration to the furniture and supplies that we'll need to start the business, because this is just an open commercial space and we'll have to provide all of the tables, chairs, and fixtures ourselves. So $27,865 is approximately the need in the first year when we get started up. Now, in year one, our financial projections, our estimated sales are around $5,500 a month, and that's a very conservative estimate, assuming that not everyone who responded to our survey wants to participate. So our net income for the first year is around $32,392, and that leaves plenty to pay back our investor in the first year, so that Take It Easy will be in my control once again after the first year. And in year two, our sales go up a little bit as people start bringing in friends, and they just want to come in and take more art classes, so we'll have a little bit more income each month, and our net income goes up to about $33,000, because with more people comes more supply costs. In year three, we have a much larger increase in our monthly sales, because I hope in year three that we'll be able to expand to include the gentlemen friends of the ladies, like you can come in as couples, you can bring in family sessions and things like that, so we'll have see a bit more income there. And our net income projection is $43,000 for year three. Feel free to contact me any questions. I appreciate all of your attention and your time tonight, and thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll jump in with the hardest one.
Yeah.
Any plans to scale outside of that area?
Not at the moment. I think just staying in Idaville is kind of what I want to see for it. Just that way it'll continue to benefit the members of Idaville.
Just the only comment I would make to that, if possible, if you can look into it, is we did Christmas last year in Ho Chi Town, which is right up the road. So I worked in Idabel and lived in Ho Chi Town one time, so I know it's pretty close.
Yes.
And there's a lot of out-of-towners that come, from Dallas and all that.
Yes.
And also with that, I feel like comes a higher, economic threshold with the visitors. And so, eventually I think you might want to look into the Ho Chi Town area. I feel like you could even charge more for one-off classes, because people are always looking for something to do. So
the reason I haven't looked into expanding to Ho Chi Town now is because there is already a studio in Ho Chi Town. There's just not one in Idaville, and that one in Ho Chi Town is geared towards those tourist classes. The tourists like stop in and take a class like on your vacation, things like that.
Right.
So that's why I haven't looked into Ho Chi Town.
What is your plan for marketing? I think I made.
I'm going to start a social media page, because in that target market, they're heavy Instagram and Facebook users, and I feel like that'll be the best way to reach the most people. And then we'll host like open houses and things like that for people to come in and see what the classes are all going to be about.
And you might have mentioned it, but is it just like canvas painting, or is it?
It will be canvas painting with my instruction, but then with our guest instructors, we can do anything from like charcoal drawing to possibly like painting pottery and things like that. It won't just be canvas painting.
Would you have options for advanced classes? Like if somebody is coming regularly, they're going to get better in not a beginner class?
So my guest instructors are way more experienced than I am. I'm an artist myself, but I'm not nearly as experienced as they are. I mean, she was an art instructor at Southeastern, so when she comes in to do her guest spots, it will be a little bit more advanced options.
What about as far as like beverages or snacks, or is it strictly painting, or would you come? I know they have like wine and pallets in certain places, or like coffee and.
So I'm not going to do like the sip and paint type
Right.
thing because that's the model that we see in Hochatown. So this
Okay.
is just going to be a little bit more low key, come and relax thing. But yes, we will provide refreshments because it's just fun to go have a snack and paint something cute.
Right.
Is there any way you would or could make use of technology in this business?
Yes, technology will be helpful in when we set up our website. I hope to set up a website that people can maybe subscribe and pay online. And I feel like that would be really beneficial to us instead of them having to come in and pay at the counter for a month's subscription to the classes. And they can just manage their own subscription on a website.
Yeah, it's very
Mhm.
better reporting too.
Yes.
What about, have you thought about, I know it's kind of difficult, but a lot of maybe like women might be single mothers that want to do it, maybe like a room or something for kids to do their own little painting, or thought about options like that.
The space that we would be starting this in is pretty large, so there would be room to maybe bring in an assistant that could even watch the kids while the mom is there, like on site, like a child care type situation. But to start out, we probably won't include something like that, but eventually we'll start offering like mommy and me sessions that you can bring your kids and paint something together.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Do we get to open up from them because they may have better questions than us?
We never have, but
I vote we do.
Certainly could.
I'm a judge. I'll do what I want. Anybody out here have any questions they want to ask? No? Okay.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you so much.
We'll let the judges report their feedback and their scores. And I would like to invite the next team up. The Canabine, please come up and get ready. We'll get your presentation set. And judges, whenever you're ready, just let us know and we'll transition to the next presentation.
are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready, proceed.
Could you use an extra small? Who wouldn't, right? I'm Zoe Tanner, and I love coffee.
Here, I'll do it manually and see if I can fix this.
Can I just go ahead and restart?
Yeah.
Thanks. Could you use an extra smile in the morning? Who wouldn't, right? I'm Zoe Tanner, and I love coffee.
Different button.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
You're good. It's technology.
I understand.
Jim, show her what button to use.
No.
Thank you. Alrighty. Could you use an extra smile in the morning? Who wouldn't, right? I'm Zoe Tanner, and I love coffee. I know many people who can't start their day without it. It gives us the energy that we all need in the morning, but that's where its power stops. My service, the Canabine, will allow my customers to infuse their perfect cup of coffee with the amount of cannabis that's just right for them. So this way, if you're newer to cannabis, you can start off with a smaller dosage, and if you have more experience, you can get something more suitable for you. Cannabis culture has risen in popularity over the past several years, with many more people becoming interested in trying it. And the candy bean is perfect for this because it allows them to incorporate it into something they would do every day, their morning cup of coffee. My business model is simple and it's easy to replicate, so it allows the candy bean to grow into your next Starbucks. So, do you believe this is the perfect way for you to start your day? Thank you.
So let's talk a little more about the product itself.
Yes, sir.
I'm guessing it's going to be like sort of a tincture form, or what's the form of the product? Just a liquid drops?
Yes, sir. It is going to be THC, but water soluble. So I'm going to extract that compound from the cannabis itself. That way, you can put it into the coffee and adjust the level for whatever you're needing.
How do you make that water soluble?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
That is something I'm going to have to do more research into.
I would almost think you would want to combine it with a heavy cream or something to make it fat soluble.
See, I thought about that, but then not everyone would want cream in their coffee. So you have to make it adjustable for whatever cup you would prefer.
For sure. Yeah. How far along are you on anything like that? Have you started anything like that at all yet? Starting working towards that?
No, sir. I'm still just in the idea phase, but I have done more research into places to put the location. You know, how many people have a medical marijuana card, that kind of thing.
Where would you put it?
I'm not sure. I feel like a good location would be in a more metropolitan area. So around maybe like Tulsa, Bartlesville, Oklahoma City.
What would you put in? Would you be trying to put in an actual coffee shop, or?
Yes, I would want to take a coffee shop and then add my little touch to it, you know, add a little extra boost for you.
Legalities of that, have you studied yet?
I can't do it currently because it is still not legal federally, so that is something that I will have to work around. Another thing that I was informed of today is a lot of banks won't take cannabis money just because, you know, it's still not legal federally. So that is something I'm going to have to figure out. But it's unfortunate right now, you know, that I can't go national with it, but I really do see the potential for this to grow.
Are you trying to just always do like a brick and mortar, or do you want it to be like something that somebody could do in their own home?
I would prefer brick and mortar just because I want to keep that customer relationship. When you come to the Canna Bean, I want you to see me and, you know, or somebody, a like-minded individual running a different store, you know. And I would partner with someone like DoorDash, you know, so the customer would have the convenience of having it come to them. But I would prefer it in an in-store location.
Right. Are you,
No, you got it. Chip on.
about as far as scaling that, you just want it to be one store in one of those metropolitan areas, or do you, like I said, you see it being national?
It can start with one store, but I really do see this as something that can grow. It's simple. It's basically the Starbucks formula where you go in and get whatever coffee you want. I'll just add a little boost, customized specifically to you, so that way you can get your favorite cup of coffee with the energy that you also need.
Right. What about as far as competition? You see, if they did legalize nationally, do you think competition would come in?
I'm not sure about coffee specifically. I do see the cannabis trends now is like how many dispensaries have grown in Oklahoma is a lot. So that's why I didn't want to just have, you know, another typical cannabis store. I can see somebody maybe taking the same model, but I feel like if I start it and I'm doing the best that I can, people will want to come to my business.
Right.
I think I would definitely look at selling it prepackaged and being able to get into the market with it a lot more quickly than waiting for the opportunity for not only federal legalization, but also being able to do it in a gathering place like that. Because there's always going to be major rules around it. That's basically like saying, hey, come to our bar and get your liquor to go, which I know is legal more so now than not, but or to a degree. But I think that you might have more success in creating the product for it and packaging and reselling that as I would think.
Yes,
Much more room to scale with that as well.
Thank you. That is a good point. Plus, it also gets my name out there a little bit quicker because there's no telling how
Right. Well,
large
and then if there ever comes a time where it would be viable to put in a coffee shop and sell it on the fly like that, then you would already have a brand out there ready to go. So it would let you start building your brand up more quickly.
Yes, thank you for that suggestion.
Is there like that, since you're going to focus more on the cannabis side, I guess, is there like a coffee brand that you're wanting to sell or add your product to?
I haven't looked at specific brands yet, but I do know I do want to provide, not premium because that sounds expensive, but I don't want just a regular cup of coffee. I want you to be getting a good product. So
Right.
I want you to have quality coffee along with quality marijuana. So I was looking at just partnering with local farms for the marijuana part, and then for the coffee, just look at, I don't know if there's local suppliers, but look at a good supplier.
Right.
Do you have any cost estimates and things like that? Are you that far along with it? Or
Not that far. I know I want to sell my products for around maybe $8 or $9. It's still reasonable, for a cup of coffee, but the extra price at Starbucks, large coffees around maybe like $5 to $6. That's extra money, you're putting it towards the extra mood boost you're getting in the premium cup.
How, I guess, knowing the right amount, I guess, how would that be determined, I guess?
Experimentation. You just got to try it out and see. But I feel like once I do have it to where the THC is water soluble, you just, play around with the measurements. And once I get that figured out for sure, that'll make it a lot easier for when people ask for their specific amounts, because then all you have to do is measure it out like you were, just adding a splash of milk.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll let the judges continue to deliberate, and we'll go ahead and queue up. We're going to change up the order a little bit. We're going to start with neighborhood nutrition, and this is now the revenue generating category. So all the companies pitching are generating revenue, they're in existence, and so we're thrilled to be able to feature neighborhood nutrition to kick this off. And I will queue up your presentation.
Okay. Well, while he's doing that, thank you guys for doing this. First of all, to have something like this in a community the size of it is just unbelievable. So the opportunity to do this, we just much appreciate the opportunity to pitch, even have a pitch. Okay, my name is Chip Paul, and I'm.
Judges, are you ready?
Not yet.
One second.
Okay, let's start.
Okay. Forward, backwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
And yeah, we'll give the judges just a minute to deliberate. But I will say that we're, again, thrilled to be back in person. This has been really exciting for us. We're doing this a little bit later in the day than we're typically doing it, so we're so glad you guys can spend the evening with us. But I think this is a really exciting event, and if you guys don't know, I'll plug. This is part of something called Global Entrepreneurship Week, which sounds like a lot, but really what it is communities all over the world, communities just like Ada, huge cities, small cities, all try to use this week to program entrepreneurship events. And so Ada's, starting with the Tiger Tank, Ada's been doing this for years. We've been thrilled in being able to bring the Big Pitch as part of Global Entrepreneurship Week. One really great thing we were able to do Tuesday night for this week is there was a new video that was produced by the Center of Rural Innovation as part of the Rural Edge series. We have that posted on our social media channels. If you haven't signed up to our newsletter, it's going out there. But it's telling the story of Ada's entrepreneurs, people working in technology, people working in STEM and education. And so it's a really, really exciting video. We encourage everyone to make sure you're following us on all the right places so you can see great content like this. So again, really exciting week, a lot of stuff going on. I'm seeing the judges look at me now, so I think they're ready, and we'll kick this off. So judges.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, hi everybody. So my name is Chip Paul, and our concept is neighborhood nutrition. So we've actually just soft opened. We're on Highway 19, just outside of town. So if you want to come by and see us, come by and see us. Are you as healthy as you want to be? Are members of your family as healthy as they want to be? Do you have faith in our current medical system? Do you believe it's going to help us? Do you believe it's going to help you with your problem or your family's problem? What if there was a system that could do better? What if there was a system that looked at you as a whole individual instead of a medical problem? That's what we want to create. What if we could do that? And what if we had the data to prove that we were effective in this model? Presenting neighborhood nutrition and clinic. So my name is Chip Paul, and I am a scientist and a researcher. I work on a system called the endocannabinoid system, which kind of has things to do with medical marijuana, but kind of doesn't. It's a medical system. I'm thought to be top 10 in the world on this system, and have worked with a major university since 2016 on my ideas of human function, my ideas about the endocannabinoid system, and we've developed those ideas at a major university, which is really cool, and I'm very humbled and honored to be a part of that. My wife is a culinary expert. She has developed a restaurant concept. She's run a restaurant concept. She's a very good cook. So what I make, let's say, supplementally for you to take to help you, usually doesn't taste real good, okay? So it might be some really good herbs, but it might not taste very good. So Cindy's able to take what I make and make it taste good. And that's a big deal. We work with autistic kids and all kinds of different populations. If the medicine package works, so to speak, and we can't say medicine because we're not medical, but if the package works, that's only half the problem. You have to get those kids to be able to take the medicine. And so Cindy's really, really good at being able to make things that taste bad taste good. So is there a customer need? Well, I think so. I mean, I think we're all realizing that our medical system is more of a business model than it is a care model, right? So your physician may care a lot about you. You may have a great physician, but again, that physician is sort of you're a 5-minute transmission problem, right? To most doctors, they're not going to take the time to understand what's going on in your life. If you're going through a divorce, if you just had a big success or whatever, they're not going to take the time to really understand your life and you as an individual. And I think we all want that. I mean, I want my care, my healthcare to be managed, right? I want somebody to say, gosh, it's about more than medicine. It's about diet. It's about nutrition. It's about a holistic approach to you as a human being, not about you as a medical problem. We handle every single medical problem right now at the hospital or at the clinic, right? So if we get a runny nose, we're running to the doctor. Is that appropriate? You know, they don't do that in the rest of the world, let's just say that. So again, there's a line of criticality for that most of the world understands that we kind of don't understand, but you treat below that line holistically. You're treating that with herbs, and you're treating that, you know, by going to the herbalist rather than going to the hospital. Anyway, medical care is expensive right now, so some from that due to insurance, but it's very costly to, you know, use medical care. And medical care is unavailable to some people right now. So some people just can't afford medical care. We're lucky here, you know, in kind of our situation here in Ada, but a lot of people aren't that lucky. And in most cases, medical care is really treating symptoms, not causes. So again, if you're in the medical system, if you have a problem, most medical problems are treated with steroids and hormones, right? And that just creates kind of a whack-a-mole situation of other problems. So is there a market for this? Yeah, again, every graph you look at on alternative healthcare has the nice, you know, hockey stick. And again, it's a lot of money and it's a big market and all that. There's absolutely a market here. But the interesting thing about this market is that it's a very fragmented and segmented market, right? So you've got companies like Sprouts, you know, you've got supplement companies, you've got alternative, you know, physicians, you've got kind of holistic care. You've got a bunch of different alternative testing now, so with thermography and things like that, which is what we do. But we intend to kind of pull a lot of these segments together with what we do in our offering. And this is our business model. So really this is our, you could call it our care model, but it's also our business model. So what we envision is we will, and again, we're not physicians, so we can't call them patients, so we'll call them customers, but we will have a sick customer. That customer may have something critically wrong with them. And again, if there's a line, a certain line, we'll send them off to the hospital, you know, if they're over a certain line. But they're going to come to us with some health problem. we're going to run them through our proprietary assessment. Now, that assessment is a little bit different than what you would get at a doctor's office. And there's a reason for that. It's because we classify things a little bit different. So again, we look at you holistically, not as a great example is rheumatoid arthritis. So if you have rheumatoid arthritis, you go to a general practitioner and he says, yeah, I don't really know about rheumatoid arthritis. I'm going to send you to a specialist, right? So you go to your specialist and the specialist sees you as a joint problem. Right? So you are a rheumatoid arthritis problem. They're not really looking at you as a whole being. They're going to prescribe you the hormones or steroids for the joint problem, and they're not really going to be concerned about you as a whole being. We're going to look at that, again, still as RA. We might drive to that same ICD code, if you will, but we're going to look at that as an inflammation problem and a pain management problem, and we're going to treat that how that person wants to be treated. So if that person wants to be treated with pharma, we will, again, send them to the physician with a suggested list of medications. But if they want to be treated holistically, we'll have a way to treat them with our supplements. And again, we've got proprietary methods around our supplements. But they will enter through our proprietary methods. They'll be evaluated through our proprietary methods. We'll put them through diagnostic testing that's somewhat proprietary, but again, the diagnostic testing will just feed back and validate or sort of invalidate the assumptions that we make with the questionnaire. Then we'll build a treatment plan for that individual. And as that individual changes, because again, their health status is going to change, right? You're going to get better, we hope. And as you get better, your situation will change. So the plan may change that you're under. But anyway, this is a managed care model. All this is software driven, so we'll use software to drive this. All this can be duplicated, and this is part of kind of why we're asking for money in an artificial intelligence model. So right now, if you look at scaling this, well, you know, I'm in the middle of this circle. So we've got to get me out of the middle of this circle and kind of build the artificial intelligence around this evaluation and kind of feedback model. But this is already in progress. So the algorithm's already done, let's say that. Okay, so this is just rough revenue projections on, you know, what we think we can do, and we'll see. This business is pretty simple, so it's, you know, pretty simple P&L. I've kind of broken it up into startup expenses, and then once we get running expenses, so, you know, nobody's taking a salary right now. We don't have any employees right now. We won't until we get it running. But as we get it running, you know, we'll sort of add more substance to the model. We anticipate, so in the store, so if you come into the clinic, into the nutrition shop, it looks like somewhat of a retail storefront. Then we've got kind of a kitchen area in the back where we do smoothies and shakes. Then we've got kind of a clinic area where we evaluate people. And we are looking at sales, and again, this is, you know, somewhat educated guesses on what we can do on sales-wise, but about 25% of our sales we think will be a la carte products, so our supplements and things like that, and the stuff that we're selling in the store. Another 25% we think will be on food sales, but 50% will be on the clinical offerings, and we'll offer some diagnostic testing that's only really, it's offered in Oklahoma City and Dallas, but nowhere in between, and that's thermography. This is a rough look at what we'll charge, and again, we're charging less than they do in big markets, quite a bit less. And we'll find ways to make this affordable for people. Like we could do a clinic for the high school football players and look at their knees, right, and make sure that they're, you know, don't have knee failures for $25 or something. You know, do it for free, just for the community. So this is our team. My wife is back in the back, so she is a chef, a nutritionalist. She's a social media expert. She's pretty good at SEO. She does a whole lot of things as most entrepreneurs do. I hate talking about myself, so I'm, you know, you could read my bio, but I have done a few things. I was a TEDx speaker this year on the endocannabinoid system. I am considered a world expert on the system, and I speak and talk and lecture and all that, you know, worldwide on this system. Dr. Colby is our science advisor. Colby is a very weighty research scientist. He's a PharmD PhD. He heads the curriculum for the pharmacy school at University of Mississippi. He's multiple funded NIH, NSF researcher. He's the second leading funded NIH researcher on addiction right now. He holds patents around chemotherapy with vinca alkaloids. They come from periwinkles, which is pretty cool. He's one of the world experts on blueberries, so he's a cool guy. But he's a researcher, and I'm a theorist, and so together we work really, really well together. So I kind of push him out of his, he calls them his furrows, right? So I kind of keep him uncomfortable, let's say, and he keeps me on the rails. So anyway, is there competition for what we want to do? Well, kind of. I mean, there's a lot of really cool shops here in Ada, right? So we've got some cool shake shops, we've got some good nutrition stuff, we've got some good clinics, but we don't really have anything like we're kind of putting together all in one package. And so we want to kind of be your end-all holistic health place, all right? Yeah, we'll be the only thermal imaging destination between, Oklahoma City and Dallas. So we hope that, when you do something like this, are you a daily use or are you a destination? Well, it's great if you could be both, right? And that's kind of what we're going to try to do. So we'll use our clinical services to draw interest to the shakes and the smoothies and the food services that we have. Our advantages, so we have quite a bit of intellectual property. So I hold the first issued U.S. patent on being able to manipulate the endocannabinoid system for medical benefit. Colby and I have quite a bit of patents pending on what we're doing. Our areas of expertise are the endocannabinoid system. That has to do more with human function than you probably think it does. That's your master regulatory system. It regulates your central nervous system. Okay, so it's that important and critical to how we work. University of Mississippi will be the second major university to open up a master's program that teaches about that, and they'll do that coming up. So he's in that, and I'm building a curriculum for that program. So we have a lot of advantages. We just know a lot about what we're doing here, and we kind of know a little bit more about human function and kind of what comes next than the next guy. What else do I need to point out? We will focus, so something that we always do with our customers is we'll focus first on how you can heal yourself, right? So what we are going to teach you about is how to heal yourself really with behavior and diet. Now, some of those things are kind of hard to do, and you may go, Chip, that's too hard for me, supplement me, right? So I just want to take a pill. I don't want to do all that. But we're going to always give you the tools to heal yourself. And again, the supplements kind of help you do that anyway. Okay, so our ask is we're looking for an investment of $150,000. This investment will help us with startup expenses. It will also help us build the artificial intelligence model that we need to get me out of the middle of that, and basically help us get going. This will help us. We envision what we're doing here as kind of franchise unit number one. It's not the complete model there yet, I would say, but this will help us build that model. So an investor, we would hope, would go on that ride with us and help us build the franchise system really around what we're doing. So that's all. But thank you, guys.
All right.
So it would be a franchise model. That was the question I had until the end.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, this is basically just a pilot store to kind of get it all worked out, figured out.
Yes, sir.
What's your time frame for scaling in that nature? Would it be?
It would depend on how fast we can get it to cash flow positive. So again, kind of you never say this to a bunch of investors, I guess, but we think we've got the business model figured out, but you don't know until you know, right? So we're going to go test the business model. We may have to tweak that a little bit, but if we hit it right off, I mean, it could be really, really quick. It might take a year, but it wouldn't take any more than that. And we kind of know where to push and shove and adjust if we need to. So, yeah.
That's a cool concept. I kind of have like some experience with it. With my wife is holistic, and I was not really born that way, kind of raised that way. She kind of opened my eyes to it, and long story short, she ended up having autoimmune disease. But to get to that, it took us probably 6 or 7 doctors, and it was, you're depressed, just take this pill. And luckily, she was versed enough on it and did a lot of reading that she knew that wasn't the underlying cause. And anyway, so she now has a holistic doctor. So I think it's in Norman, I'm not sure the doctor's name, but
So many people have that experience, and what happens is, you end up feeling like you're broken,
right,
and you're not broken. We're just sort of, again, the medical system is a business model. It's not, if I own that business model, it's not in my best interest to teach you about how you work, at all, right? I don't want you to understand how you work. I want you to continue to break yourself because you're feeding my business model, okay? If I can teach you, anybody can teach this, but I just have a way to do this. So I can teach you about how you work in a different way that's going to empower you kind of through that business model, all right? And what I mean by that is, again, your wife may think, oh, I'm messed up, I have these autoimmunes, I'll never be better, it causes me to be depressed, I'll always be depressed, I'll always be this way. And we're judged that way and meant to feel that way. That's not the truth at all. Again, autoimmunes are pretty easy to turn around. And again, there's a reason why autoimmunes happen. It has to do with bacterial infection, it has to do with inflammation, it has to do with your gut walls opening up, and that those infections go everywhere inside of you and can land different places. But there's ways to tighten up those junctions. It's pretty easy to do and kind of correct that problem, okay? And you can do that with turmeric.
So how do you think, I guess, as far as like marketing and how do you get past that bias as far as like what I grew up as versus luckily she didn't? How do you get past that, just like in the ADA community who might be used to always going to the hospital doctor?
So that's a very, very good question, and that is our business challenge, I would say. And so there's several ways to do that. The best way to do that is hard scientific data, okay? And that's what we'll build. When you come into our clinic and I evaluate you, I'm baselining you, then I'm testing you, and I'm creating more of a baseline. Then I'm treating you, I can't use those words because I'm not a doctor, but we're giving you a therapy, let's say, and then we're going to reevaluate you past that. That's data, all right? I don't need to tell you anything past that. I can say this many people came in, and they looked this way when they came in, and they look this way when they're going out.
Would you do further diagnostic testing throughout as well?
Yes, absolutely. So we want, and that's, it's sort of the model and what we're building. It proves my science with data, right? And that's, why we want to kind of build this model. And, University of Mississippi wants to build this model. We need a clinical demonstration of kind of what we're building science-wise, if that makes sense. So.
One of your slides mentioned behavioral as well.
Yes.
Will you be offering behavioral services or more just through the?
So we deal with a lot of behavioral issues, and autism is probably the biggest one that we deal with. But we deal with that more I deal with that as more of a medical problem. All right. So I view that as more of they have a dysregulation. Again, there's ways to address that dysregulation. But it humbly said, like with that issue, we're getting further than pharma ever has. That is probably our biggest success story, if you will, with kind of the science that we have behind what we're putting here. So, and we deal with a lot of autism kids. So.
Hey, I know I keep thinking and thinking through how I'm gonna ask these questions. When you're looking at marketing your services, and Cody touched on it, you have a bias. I mean, we are in rural Oklahoma. The medical system is ingrained. Once you've broken through that model and broken through those biases in your initial market, at a franchise model, you're going to have to keep going back in and breaking down those barriers. What are you seeing in other parts of the country? Have you targeted a specific area that you want to go into? How is that different?
And I know what you guys are asking. So it's the customer here, it's not like they live in one place, right? It's not like they're easy to get to. So you can't go to, Facebook and say, I'm going to run an ad and here's my demographic group and I can get to them all. It doesn't work that way in this market because it's so segmented. So what you have to do is go at market segments. So like a good market segment is cannabine market segment, for this, right? So we know just right off the jump that people in the cannabis market that are open to cannabis are already open to this. They're already open to this idea. They've already been burned by pharma. They've already been helped by something else. So that here in Oklahoma, that's 10% of us, right, hold a medical card. So we know that market is there. But then there's markets like just this supplement market. So how do you go with the supplement market? Well, that's a completely different marketing strategy, right? So we understand these different market segments. We've been doing this for a while, and we kind of understand how to attack them. And we, if you wanted to really drill into it, there would be a Facebook type strategy, to market. There would be a LinkedIn type strategy to market. So there are different ways to kind of market to the segments, but it is very segmented, to your point. So it's kind of, you have to go find those customers. They're in onesie twosies, not hundreds.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And I would assume the younger generations is probably more open to holistic approach versus
colleges, universities is a good place. And it's also a good place to get employees, because we have the ability to build some jobs like, the AI stuff that we want to do. And, we would want to do that here. I mean, we want to use, resources here. But anyway, that's kind of what we want to do is we want to start a small situation that can grow into a much bigger situation. We want to do it here in native.
On the AI side, I mean, how far along are you into that, or
pretty far along? So I'm not my degree's in mathematics, and I've almost a master's degree in electrical engineering, so I know how to program.
Okay.
And again, I don't want to go learn machine language, that programming language, but I understand enough about the concepts to set up the algorithm, and I'm a statistician, so I understand how the algorithms work. And so I've already got the algorithm built. I just need somebody to code it. Yeah. And I've got enough data in it where, I'm excited about it because I miss stuff. And so when you build an AI model, you're coming to me and I'm evaluating you based on my kind of theory of human function, if you will. But that whole theory of human function is based on current research. So anything in my theory, I can argue with a PhD and I'll win. Okay. So I run everything through my theory, but that theory can all be put into AI. That theory, sometimes I miss, right? So sometimes I get feedback from a test, like it could be a blood test, it could be a thermal imaging, it could be a bioresonance thing. So that feedback from testing also needs to go in this model, and the model will learn. The model will get way smarter than me really, really quick, and will be a better diagnostic tool. So. And, you have to be kind of careful with this, because if we are bumping up against medical, we're bumping up against pharma. So the caution here is we just have to be careful what we say, how we talk about things. If a franchise is owned by a physician, they would be a lot more free to talk about kind of treatments and diagnostics and helping patients and kind of use the words that we're used to. But we have to be a little bit more careful.
I mean, they're going to basically want you to fail, honestly.
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah, good. It's, you're bumping up against a. It's funny, I talk about the market cap here, $4 billion. Just the oncology. I do podcasts, right? I just did a podcast on cancer, and the oncology market is $100 billion. Again, so if you're running that business, is it in your best interest to have somebody come along with a cancer therapy? No, absolutely not. Again, it just, yeah. There's a protein called P53 that we all express. Again, you won't express it under certain conditions, but P53 kills cancer. That's a well-known thing. Again, you could go look it up. So, but that's a well-known thing, right? So how do I get you to express P53? Well, there's a lot of different ways to do it. That's why cannabis works, because it pushes a button that pushes the P53 button. That's why fasting works. It's why, a lot of strategies, antiparasitics work for cancers. A lot of different things work because they push that P53 button. So understanding human function is really important to kind of building a therapy to help someone. Yeah.
Just any more questions? All right. Well, thank you very, very much. All right, the next presentation that we're going to have is long MSP, so I'm going to cue that up. We'll give the judges a minute to kind of get going, and please join us up on stage. Sorry guys, we're having USB issues over here. Yeah, give it a shot.
I have trouble with it all the time.
Yeah, put it 4 times.
I know.
Here, try it back here.
It's a new port. There we go.
Okay. So just a sec here, and we'll get it queued up. Whenever the judges are ready. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew Long. I am the founder and CEO of Long MSP. We are an IT support and managed service provider that services businesses all over Ada and southeastern Oklahoma. We've been in business since 2017. We started as a company called Chameleon Tech Services, and we rebranded at the beginning of 2022. We started in 2017 with a mission to bring an end to technological drought in southeastern Oklahoma. Just ineffective ways to accomplish basic tasks in office space. In 2022, that mission has remained the same. But going into 2023, our biggest mission will be tackling cybersecurity. That'll be our main focus. Ransomware is wreaking havoc across every industry and is projected to grow exponentially in the coming years. In 2021, 37% of all businesses and organizations were hit by ransomware. Recovering from a ransomware attack cost businesses 1.85, that should be billion, on average. Now that is million, on average in 2021. Out of all ransomware victims, 32% pay the ransom, but only get 65% of their data back. If this is a database or something like that and they don't get that data back, it's useless. They have to start from scratch. The cost of ransomware for businesses is measured in billions of dollars here. In 2019 was $11.5 billion. In 2021, it was $20 billion. And it's expected to grow to $265 billion by 2031. What we do is we provide managed IT services, that 24/7 monitoring, remote and on-site support, anti-malware, and network-wide protection, which consists of threat detection and response and continuous monitoring and assessment. We provide disaster recovery and preservation with encrypted HIPAA-compliant cloud backups and on-site restoration of that data. We also provide networking and security, such as cameras, sensors, and things like that, and then basic service and repair of PCs and office equipment. How we accomplish these things is through a standardized software and security stack. Everything's the same across our client base. Through continuous assessment and routine maintenance, rigorous patch management. QuickBooks is our biggest enemy, guys. Every time an update comes through, we got to go in and manually fix it. Well, we're pretty used to doing that now. We're experts at it. Dedicated, always-on support. We always pick up the phone. We always respond to emails. We're always ready. And we try to be a one-stop shop for any technical issue. Printers, QuickBooks, Microsoft Office, any kind of deployment or anything like that. Why we do it? Right there. Big mess. We go into offices. We find stuff that's still running Windows XP, Windows 2000. It's 2022, people. Come on, we've got to upgrade this stuff. If it fails, the whole business can go down. We try to prevent that as much as possible. The threat landscape is changing. Hackers are more sophisticated than ever. Scams and phishing are abundant and very, very, very convincing. We also try to be a cost-effective partner. We try to provide cheaper and better alternatives, and with a realistic price point and guaranteed results. And we want to be local, dedicated support. We want to forge strong business-to-business relationships. What problems can we solve? We can help mitigate downtime. Downtime is death. We can secure client data and sensitive information. We can streamline workflows, protect against cyber threats, and reduce IT operational costs. We average that a business that has dedicated, paid full-time IT, we average that we can cut that in half yearly for businesses. Now, who has this problem? Any business, primarily small to medium, with a dedicated internet connection, with or without an internal IT team. That's handling and processing customer data and sensitive information. But what's the big deal? Technical difficulties affect customer loyalty. And data breaches, such as ransomware and scams, increase downtime, which increases loss of revenue. Our problem-solving process is a four-stage process. First, we address concerns with the client. We look at talk about their existing infrastructure and discuss current and past issues. We then do an on-site assessment, which consists of a free IT audit, where we will thoroughly consult with the client, look at everything in their network, all of their hardware, and then come up with a customized solution. That may include new networking hardware, new computers, new software, and then we deploy our network-wide threat protection and response system, which then we will incorporate into the new hardware and software upgrades. The final stage is the implementation. We onboard servers and workstations and test and complete the deployment. Why we're different and better. We're local. We're not a faceless IT corporation with thousands of employees. We're on a first-name basis with everybody we do business with. We have a standardized software stack. We have reliable vendors and a great procurement process. We can get new machines very quickly. We can get software at great discounts as opposed to consumer direct options. We have advanced detection methods with our software and can provide great prevention of threats. And we have reasonable pricing and guaranteed solutions. Our pricing is often 50 to 70% cheaper than consumer direct options. We have two examples of success we'd like to discuss. Example A was a ransomware attack that happened this last summer. It got into a mission-critical database, and the hackers were nice enough to leave us a ransom note on the desktop wanting $327,000. However, we were ready. We had a complete image-based backup that's taken daily of the data. We were able to put it back onto the bare metal system and patch the threat. It was through a remote desktop port that had not been properly firewalled. And so the company didn't miss a beat. They lost no money whatsoever. Didn't have to pay that ransom. Example B is an office we have here in Ada. The client was running on very outdated systems, Windows 2000 up until 2 months ago when we finally retired the machine. They wanted to get new office management software that has now gone to a cloud-based solution. $3,000 a month for the entire office. Not very nice. What we were able to do is we were to take 3 old systems and preserve them in a virtual environment. We then uploaded that into brand spanking new Dell XPS desktops, top of the line, and we're running the old systems inside of that so that everything worked just as it had for years. We upgraded everything else in the office and implemented a method to continue the use of this legacy software without recurring fees. They're very happy with the solution. Operations, this is how we operate. Everything's a case-by-case basis. We do offer hourly support, and we also offer open-ended support agreements. What we normally do is after we work with the client for a while, we do a cost analysis of the services we render versus a dedicated support agreement paid out monthly. In most cases, it's cheaper to go ahead and just have an agreement with us than call us and have us charge by the hour every time one little thing goes down. Our market size, well, this is basically most of southeastern Oklahoma. Most things we can do remotely, so we can get anywhere instantly. According to chamberofcommerce.com, there are 3,340 plus businesses in the Ada area alone. Our target market is small to medium businesses across any industry, and we have plans to expand this service area probably north in mid-2023. Marketing, our target is businesses processing sensitive information such as customer data, healthcare information, confidential and proprietary content, organizations that are in need of dedicated IT support. How we win clients, mostly word of mouth. We do some success with website traffic and online advertising. Our competition is larger nationwide multi-state IT firms without local technicians, so it may be a 2-3 hour wait if somebody needs assistance immediately. We've run into places that have been serviced by computer repair shops that really might be able to repair a PC, but may not know enough about the software or the specific setup. And then this happens a lot. We work with a business who's had relatives and friends who have been cobbling together networks and things for years. And so when something really goes down, it's a daisy chain effect, and we have to go in and just really grind in there and figure out what's going on. Our team consists of myself. I have 16 years of IT experience in corporate and small business environments. Over the last several years that we've been in business, I have forged very strong relationships with both vendors and cybersecurity experts. Local talent. We provide paid internships that offer hands-on training to computer science students and people just generally interested in technology. And our sales and marketing team. The backbone of our business, though, is our licensed contractors, which are craftsmen with construction, electrical, and technical expertise. They help us do a lot of cabling jobs, camera installation, and just general labor. Our milestones this coming year to continue growth and win clients from new and exciting industries. We want to expand our footprint and hire local and knowledgeable experts. How we're going to get there, we're going to continue providing top-tier support. We're going to aggressively market and showcase cost-saving strategies to local businesses. And how will winning help us achieve these goals? We want to be able to provide training and compliance seminars to local businesses, potential and existing clients, to help educate them in ways that they can keep their business and their data safe. The common element in most ransomware attacks is the human element. Somebody clicks a link they're not supposed to. It's mostly social engineering, and the more we can educate our client base, the more we can reduce that from happening. And we want to bring local awareness to cyber threats and data breaches. Ada is not a very large community, so I think most people don't think that they're targeting, but they're really looking at small to medium-sized businesses, not the big whales out there. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate the opportunity.
So, have you got some interns already that you've started working with, or is that just plans?
We let one go in a good way last Christmas.
Okay.
We haven't had any this year so far. She went to Southeastern, and now she works for the Choctaw Nation in cybersecurity. So.
Good stepping stone.
Oh, yes.
Because that's the biggest thing you're going to need is the local talent.
Yes.
As you know, having been there, done that.
Yep.
That is when you're trying to spread yourself thin across, especially across as large of an area as you cover. That's the hardest part, is being everywhere at once and maintaining the level of customer support that's required to do what you intend to do. Okay. And so that's one of the biggest things that I know that you're going to have to work on more and more is being able to attract the right talent, being able to pay the right talent, and support a business at the same time. Yeah.
I'm just kind of piggyback on that as far as if you picked up 20 new businesses tomorrow because of this presentation, let's say, I guess, do you have plans to be able to bring on additional help?
Yes. I have a couple people lined up. Yeah.
They've asked a lot of what I was thinking. Looking at the market size and finding the ways to maintain that customer touch is how it sounds like you're really differentiating yourself. And making sure you're able to attract that talent seems to be one of the biggest issue that you have. Do you have plans for internal training? What are you looking at and bringing up that next generation or the skilled tech people in your business? How are you looking at addressing that?
We kind of have a basic, like an onboarding footprint that we use. We even use it just in our interview process, which is more or less a review of the business standards, like what Microsoft would use for like internal security. And that pretty much stretches across the industry. It won't very much just in our use case as it would for another company. Everything is more or less ubiquitous.
You also mentioned that your biggest the way that you're gaining your customer base is word of mouth. Have you looked at other marketing strategies?
Yeah, I have been on the phone a couple times with local radio stations. We're looking at probably doing an aggressive radio campaign. We have done some print advertising through local newspapers in the past, but the bulk of it has really just been word of mouth and a little bit with social media. So we kind of just relied on that more than anything.
Is there a way, I mean, is there ways to, a lot of that's intimidating, I guess, to a business owner. It's kind of putting that into language that they understand, you know, like ransomware, like they might not really understand what that means. So is there a way, or have you, I guess, targeted those businesses, I guess, in a way that they can comprehend?
That's been a difficulty
Right.
because it's a bunch of mumbo jumbo,
Right.
and that is probably a shortcoming of my own, is trying to break it down like you're talking to a kindergartner.
Right.
So I do try. I don't know if it always lands like it's supposed to, but you know, there's so many terms nowadays that are so interchangeable, and it's becoming kind of a stopgap when it comes to communication for potential clients.
Is your, I guess, long-term goal for this business is just to continue to be kind of the local supporter? I guess, like, long-term, what do you see? Do you see somebody big coming in saying, man, this is a great idea, we need to acquire them, or what do you see?
Ideally, no. I really look at this as kind of like my baby.
Right.
I want to do this for as long as I can, continue to do it. And I don't like the idea of some big, larger organization coming in and doing that, because then you do lose that local business-to-business relationship. And it becomes, like I said, the faceless corporate setup, and that's not something that I ever want to do.
That a lot of people assume that because we are in Oklahoma, we're in some way protected from cyber attacks. Are you seeing that your customer base is more reactionary, or are you able to convince them to be proactive?
Well, with this year, we had that one ransomware breach. That has been an eye-opener for a lot of my other clients. They are definitely trying to be more proactive now. Up until that point, it was entirely reactionary. Once that actually happened to them, though, I think they realized, like, oh, we can't do business like we have been. And it's definitely helped. I think, especially as this problem continues to grow, I think more people are becoming a little more proactive in their viewing of it.
What about, do you think, work from home since kind of the pandemic? Do you think it's probably, I guess, opened up more opportunities for ransomware type attacks to happen?
Yes. Yeah.
But as from work from home, do you think that provides more opportunities for your company, I guess, to provide services?
It has. When COVID happened, at first I thought, well, you know, the shops are closing down, you know, there goes my bread and butter. But no, it ended up being work from home. So what we ended up doing was going into people's homes and getting them set up so they could do work from home.
I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We are set to have our final pitch, so visual media development can come up. We have a dongle for your computer, so stick with us for just a second. We're going to turn off the presentation, and we'll keep the live stream going. So just one sec.
Against that last thread.
I swear I was All right. And we'll turn it back on.
And now do a silly one here.
I feel like this is going to work.
Hey, there it goes.
All right. I hope this works. Judges, whenever you're ready, just give me a signal. And Indy, whenever you guys are ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
Just so you know, we're wiping the sweat off our brow because we didn't know if that was going to work. All right, good evening, everybody. We want to thank you for coming out and taking time out of your precious day to learn about digital media development. We are the video production company of choice, and we are also your one-stop media shop. Now, our mission statement, we strive to provide you with the highest quality form of video production necessary to not only grow your business and your brand, but also increase your visibility to all your customers and potential clients. With that being said, did you know that in 2020, over 239 million people viewed some form of video content on a digital platform? And we're not talking about television here, digital platforms. So knowing that, asking yourself as a business owner, do you feel poised to take advantage of that kind of market? Chad, why is it so intimidating for people like business owners to get in on the digital market?
Well, it's a good question. Basically, a couple of different models here. I mean, it's hard to create digital content, especially good digital content. We're not talking about cell phone video here. We're talking about nice quality video content. Business owners may not have the knowledge to present their brand in the appropriate way. And the biggest and most important is every video that you put on your social media platform can and will be a first impression to everybody that uses it or views it, because they may come in on video 4 and not have seen video 1, 2, 3. So our solution is simple.
Oh, sorry, y'all. I forgot that comes up by itself. There we go.
So we'll bring our 25 years of combined experience. We'll take your ideas, mix them up with our ideas, and come up with a very professional commercial that you can use to expand your brand or business to thousands, if not millions of people, depending on your usage.
So real quick, we'll go through the introductions of our team. We'll start with our founder. This is Chad. He is my older brother, 6 years senior. He is the founder. He is a partner in the business. He is a producer, a senior cinematographer, and a Part 107 certified drone pilot. And the Part 107 is very important because in order to do commercial grade commercials like we do, you have to be certified as a Part 107 specialist with the FAA. If you are not, and you get caught, it's a big problem. Big fines. Carson is Chad's son. He is also a partner in the business, and unfortunately he could not be here because he is sick. He is our senior drone specialist and cinematographer. And lastly, you have me. I am Chad's little brother. I am a partner in the business, a producer, senior video editor, and drone specialist. And I am also in the process of getting my Part 107. Now, our process for video production is very simple, but very effective. We will sit down face to face with you as a business owner, very informally, talk about your vision for your business. We'll then storyboard it out to plan our execution, and that way you'll be able to see how we'll represent your business on screen. The production will then begin once everything is approved, and we only use the highest quality filming equipment to achieve the best results for your video. After that, the post-editing begins. And this is where all the magic happens, because we can do anything to a video in editing. But this is also where your input as a business owner matters the most. Once we are done, you will have a professional grade video to use how you see fit for your business. But you can come back to us with that video and utilize our services to take that video to its highest capability possible.
So the services we offer right now, state-of-the-art video productions. We offer 4K and 6K video resolution for your videos, professional grade editing, visual effects and green screen work, aerial drone footage, small to large business commercials, real estate commercials, real estate videos and pictures. And we also offer digital marketing services such as social media management, targeted ad buying for your brand, and cinema and TV grade buying for extra commercials on TV. These are just a small list of some of the clients that we worked for in the past. Some are local to Ada and some are not.
We've worked with advertising agencies outside of the state, one of which is in Florida, so that's where those come from.
So we started the company in August, late August of 2022. So we're really new. We had an initial cash deposit into the company at $300, and we brought all of this equipment through years of collecting it and using it through various other endeavors that we've done, and total $11,630. We have initial cash on hand right now, $2,600. We have a signed video contract that we haven't gotten paid for yet, but it's on the way of $600. And we signed a social media contract that'll start in January 1st for $19,200. The cool thing is we have no debt and no liability, so that's awesome.
Now our income statement that we're going to show you has a time period of November 1st through the 15th. The reason why we're showing you just that small time frame is because during the time of August to November, we were doing a market feasibility study to find out if our product, our service was going to be viable and needed for businesses in the Ada area, especially. Turns out it was. And in November, we got our big break. So in the first 2 weeks of November, we amassed a gross sales of $3,185. And the expenses that you see here are pretty minimal, but we do expect those to grow as the complexity of our services grows. But right now, for the first 2 weeks, we spent $1,253, and that left us with a net income or net operating income of $1,932. So our projections for the upcoming years, in 2022, we hope to break even, of course, like most businesses do. In the years following, we have projections that are very conservative, but you'll see that they grow along with the respected expenses. We hope that by the time of 2026 rolls around, we will have eclipsed the $100,000 mark. Now you'll notice that our expenses here grow pretty significantly as well, but that is because around this time, we hope to hire a new team member to the organization.
So our business model is kind of unique, and that's because we're here to help grow the businesses that grow Ada. And we do that by bridging the gap between advertising and sales conversions. And we do that by creating high-end video content that's both educational and customer focused. Thank you guys so much.
Do you have more plans to go after more agency relationships like what you're doing in Florida and using that? Because Ada is a great market and has a need, right? It does. But to scale and grow way surpass the conservative numbers, there are definitely opportunities for that as well.
Like we said, we have 25 years combined experience. Whenever I began video production, I had a YouTube channel that had a very big following, and I had already established connections with agencies that were outside of Oklahoma, especially. I started working with one in Florida, and then I brought Chad in also on some of those video projects and combined his knowledge of some things with my knowledge, and we grew that relationship really big. And we've also reached out to another ad agency that actually spurred off of a company that was in our companies that we amazed. And she is also now going to use us for projects in the future as well. So we've got one in Florida and one in Nashville.
Yeah, we just started discussions with, I don't know if you guys know, but there's a monster truck show coming to Ada in February. And we had the pleasure of meeting those people at lunch bunch meeting for the Chamber of Commerce. And we almost immediately got into discussions with them to do all the video production for the show here in Ada, as well as the states around Oklahoma. So that's promising. So we're having a good time with that.
There's actually a huge market for it outside of Ada as well.
Yes. Yeah. And he lives in Moore, and so I live here in Ada. So we have a local presence here in Ada, but also towards the city. Now we do have a lot more stiff competition in the city, but our prices are to the point that local businesses can afford to do the video productions. The city and Tulsa, they offer the same kind of service, but their prices are astronomically higher. But we want to see the businesses grow, and pricing our services to the point that you can afford them is really important to us. So even though we do have stiff competition north, our prices, I think, will keep us competitive in that market.
Can you say what your prices are for like a typical, what are the links of your videos that you're start there, I guess? Like typically like on Facebook or like the website?
Yes, we have short form videos and long form videos. And basically in the Facebook world, we're looking at 30 seconds or less. TikTok stuff's around 8 to 15 seconds. Right. We have in the TikTok range, in the 8 to 15 second market, we're talking about $200. For in that 30 second range, we can get up for right around $1,500 to $2,000, depending on the complexity of the editing. And then long form videos, those can be used on websites that can play a longer form video. It's sky's the limit on that deal. If you want a longer video, it depends on what you want, how you want it edited, the price can go up. It's just not as substantial increases as they are in Oklahoma City or Tulsa.
Right. Are you concerned with the perception of your pricing being significantly lower? Are you concerned that that would signal that you have less quality, or that you're providing a lower level of service?
That's a great question, and it's been posed to us a couple of times. The way we combat that is to basically show our customers our commercials, and we have one keyed up if you all would like to see one. But it's the quality of the commercial speaks for itself, and that bridges the gaps there. It's not really a concern after that.
How do you, so I just made a video myself, 2-minute video with one of the free, or not free, but $10 a month things you can add to that slide and do all that stuff with. How do you convince someone like me, I guess, to spend $2,000 versus $8? And it took me time, obviously, but I guess, do you have data showing the results, I guess, the ROIs there?
That is a real touchy-feely kind of scenario. Right. I don't have data for that, but the reason being, you have people with different degrees of interest in doing video productions. Some of them don't mind shooting themselves with a cell phone and doing a little minor editing, stringing clips together and making a short form video, and they can do that. Where it gets more intensive is doing the audio, making it sound right, making the video look and play right, and then doing the editing to make all of it come together as a seamless unit. That's where he shines brighter than anybody I've ever seen. So whenever you see a quality produced video, you can really set apart from one shot on a cell phone or even a nice camera, because I mean they're available. It's knowing how to use the equipment, knowing how to edit, and knowing how to put all that together.
And it also the presentation, because like you said, we have a limited amount of time that you have to basically hook your audience. And if you think about it, YouTube has videos out there, like ads that pop up right before your video. How long does it give you before you can skip it? Generally about 5 seconds, okay? You have that amount of time to hook an audience. And if your video doesn't have a good hook, they're gonna skip it easily. So what we strive to do is to make a video, not only will it present your brand in a way that everybody's going to be like, whoa. But it's also going to be able to hook them in such a way that they'll want to keep watching. And that's what we try and perfect.
Yep. And that's done through the whole thing, audio, video, and edit. It all comes together to make that video that you don't want to stop watching.
What about, I might have touched on it a little bit, just as far as marketing, how are you going to reach out, I guess, to the A to business, just kind of like cold calling, I would assume, or?
It's been surprising how fast word of mouth has traveled. We just really started doing this back in August, right? As a combined effort. We did the Chamber of Commerce, that was huge for us, and our phone has been ringing all the time. So word of mouth is huge. We do have a website that's set up, and I think we're going to be transitioning more to a ClickFunnels based type marketing, just to get in qualified clients quicker. But I enjoy getting out and meeting the people. I go around talking to all the businesses that I can, market to whoever I see, and it's fun to strike up conversations around the video, because that seems to be a big point with almost everybody that you talk to. Pictures only go so far, but everybody, when you start talking about video and how fun the video is, the conversation flows really easy. So marketing has been surprisingly easy since we started this, and I think it'll probably continue for that.
Okay, thanks guys.
Thank you all.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and let you guys. Yeah, go ahead and pull. So we're going to enter an area that's really the fun part of the night. And so the judges are going to go back and deliberate in a secret room, and they're going to cook this up. And we have a little poll or survey. So one thing that we do every year is the People's Choice Award. We have a poll through a program called Minty. So if you go to minty.com, we'll give you a code. If you give me just a second, I'll throw it up on the screen, and we will have live polling.
Minty Fresh.
MENTI. So I will have this up on the screen in just a sec. Let's see if we can get this going. All right, so if you go to minty.com, you can use the code 74114619, and we'll do a live poll. MENTI.com. The code is 74. Here, I'm going to zoom in on this. So minty.com. Code is 74114619. This works a lot better when it's a virtual thing, so we're figuring it out as we go. But
I missed the code.
okay, the code is 74114619. Yeah. And this is for an award, so really encourage you to rank the teams that you most excited about, presentations you're most excited about. Sure, the code is 74114619. We've never tried doing it this way, so we wanted to add a little bit of drama so you could see them unfold in real time. But no, tonight we've had really amazing presentations, and I do want to thank everyone that presented. You guys really help us make this event. We're so thrilled we can put on this event for you guys. And we're really just excited that there's so much entrepreneurship and so much of an entrepreneurial spirit in our community. So we'll leave the voting up for just a little bit longer, but we're going to take, about another 5-10 minute break or so while the judges are deliberating. If you need, grab something to drink. If you want to grab some more food, this is the perfect time. So encourage you guys to do it.
Everybody's out doing something different. Everybody does. It'll always go at once. Oh, good.
Yeah, it's really inspiring. It was for high school kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, and essentially what it was is they were pitching ideas of an event, like a fundraiser or an event to help the community. Like this one group instructor talked about like having fundraisers for the 65 Voices Foundation. The one that won had this great plan with everything laid out very nicely about providing meals, like holiday meals to seniors and nursing. Yeah, yeah, they had. No, they did it before, and then they had a yeah. No, they were all very well. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Hi. I'll get to retirement.
I think just go ahead and lay in bed and go ahead and Okay, well, go ahead, yeah, just lay in bed and chill out. And, you know, if you fall asleep before you come, that's fine. But you don't have to go to sleep before you get home, so. Okay. All right. I love you, my sweet. I don't know how many times chicken
All right, if I could have the judges at least come back this way. We are going to start the award ceremony. So, big moment of the night. Thank you all for sticking around. And the exciting part is we get to announce where everyone was and who took the top honors for the night. Before I do that, I would really love to introduce our judging crew. I don't know if they had an opportunity to do that. So we're joined by first judge is Jake Cantrell, local entrepreneur of many companies. Cody Tucker, another local entrepreneur, and Amy Childers Elliott, who Amy splits her time working for the Ada Jobs Foundation, which is how we were able to secure her as a judge, but also as a professor at East Central University and has a long background in various businesses, finance, etc. So I really want to thank the judges for coming out and doing this. And so Aisha is going to come up, and Aisha, we're going to start with the People's Choice Award. So if you want to introduce the sponsor there.
Yep. Our People's Choice Award sponsor is Citizens Bank of Ada. Chris, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. It's a pleasure always to be here for this pitch. I think we participated every year in it, and it really is a neat opportunity for you guys to be able to come pitch and to see the benefits of it. We've seen many people who have pitched already that are doing very well in business. So thank you again for coming tonight, and we appreciate you. Citizens Bank appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, and so our People's Choice Award, this is always a fun one, is going to go to Take It Easel, Madeline Hess. Come on. All right, we'll hold it here. Great, congratulations.
Thank you.
And so, so just so everyone knows, the winners of this will receive, we're ordering plaques. So you will receive a plaque to go with your Rocket Award. But we're really excited to see these ideas launch. And so, Aisha, would you like to introduce on the idea stage our runner-up sponsor?
Yes, for idea stage, our is First United Bank.
So, Amy Kaiser.
Hi, welcome. We're happy to share our space with you. We always love to show this beautiful building off. I work with the Ada Jobs Foundation as a board member. I've watched this big pitch competition grow from when it started. Love to see it back in person. Congratulations to everybody that pitched. They were amazing. And you were all fantastic. And I couldn't be a good judge because I was 7 years old. So thank you for being here.
And thank you to First United Bank for sponsoring the runner-up in the Idea Stage Award. Taking the runner-up spot will be Cannabine. Come on up.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, and so Aisha is going to introduce the Idea Stage first prize sponsor.
That is REI, and they cannot be here with us tonight.
So Rural Enterprises of Oklahoma is a regional and statewide organization that provides small business and startup support. They provide financing. They do a ton in our area, but really their mission is rural economic development. They've been a great partner, and I'm sorry they couldn't be here tonight, but we really, really appreciate their partnership and their partnership. And so with that, the first place in the Idea Stage Award is Madeline Hess. Take it easy. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Now we get to move on to the fun of the revenue stage. And so for the revenue generating, we have a runner-up and a first place award. So sponsoring the runner-up award is?
That is Talk Technology Center, and they were unable to make it tonight, but I have a little blurb to read from them. Talk Technology Center is proud to be a sponsor of the Big Pitch ADA. From workforce development and custom training to incubator space and our Fab Lab with 3D design and printing services utilized by many businesses and startup dreamers in our area, we support and stand firmly behind entrepreneurship and innovation in our district. Best of luck to all participants this evening, and be sure to reach out if there's anything Talk Technology Center can do to help you succeed. To learn more, you can visit our website at www.quantatalktech.edu.
All right. Making sure we have this correct, I am pleased to announce the runner-up award for the revenue stage goes to Neighborhood Nutrition.
Thank you, guys.
Congrats.
Thanks. Thank you very much. All right. Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
And our first place award is Legal Shield. And so, Jeannie, if you want to come up and just.
I'll stay here. For those of you who don't know much about prepaid legal services, our company started 50 years ago this year. And actually, it's all because of an entrepreneur. So now we're a multi-country, everything. We have products all across the United States, Canada. We have remote employees across the entire world. We employ over 700 people just out of our office in Ada, Oklahoma. All happened because of a car accident and a gentleman who had a dream. So for all of you who come here tonight, I'm very impressed. All of you who are in this category, just know that I want to find out more from you because I'm a holistic person. I want your business card. I want your business card because with Legal Shield and Prepaid Legal, we have so many different contacts that we need locally, and we never know when we need a quick video, we need somebody to shoot it because I can't get my Dallas guys to do it, or I know people who are in your field. So we're going to reach out to you individually after. But congratulations on all your pitches. Very impressed. And Mr. Stonetucker would have loved this event. He just thought it was the greatest thing ever. So thank you for giving us the opportunity. This is a big thing to our company because it helps kind of carry the spirit on for us. So congratulations to everyone, and especially the winner.
Thank you so much. And again, thrilled for all of our sponsors. We couldn't do this award without the sponsorship, and without their support in the community. So thrilled to have that. I am very pleased to say that our first prize award for the revenue generating category is going to go to Long MSP. Come on up. Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
So I want to say thank you to all the companies that came out this year. You guys really made this event. You guys all had amazing pitches, and I know this was a difficult decision at the end of the night, but we're thrilled to be able to offer this. As I mentioned, the Ada Jobs Foundation is rolling out a number of different entrepreneurship related events and services and things that are going to kick off next year. We have a newsletter that comes out every week that you can find on our website, www.growada.com. For the end of the night, I want to give a special thank you first to Amy at First United for hosting us and providing this great venue. I want to say thank you again to all my staff and a couple people I didn't mention. Daniel Castaneda is our economic development specialist. Daniel does all things industrial development, workforce development, economic impact analysis. If you need help with your company, Daniel's one of the key people on our team that can help you. Also want to say thank you to Peggy Sonke, who did all the work behind the scenes to get this going and make this a really, really wonderful event. So I appreciate our staff. I appreciate you all. Appreciate our sponsors. And thank you so much this year. Thank you all for coming out.